think we were already seeing it a lot earlier. People are exhausted. We have been living under changing rules, uncertainty for coming on to 2 years now. And a lot of people are actually pushed to the end of their tether. What could have helped them sustain themselves for maybe a year, maybe even a year and a half, that's running very thin. And when we're in survival mode, we do tend to think about ourselves first. So I think the first issue is we are exhausted. But the second issue, which comes into that, is where are the results? The sad part is we've been down this road before and we still didn't save Christmas last year. And now we're looking at this and the question mark is raised again. On top of this, humans have a very innate sense of fairness. And if we're complying, but we see government ministers, perhaps other high-profile celebrities not doing so, we do begin to question, well, why on earth am I doing it? And then, of course, the last thing there is knowledge. Do we all actually know where we're supposed to be wearing our masks? That changes. The laws are not always easy to read if you actually look at the minutiae of what's written in the legislation itself. And so there are question marks over our understanding, the fairness and the exhaustion that we're all feeling.
On the fairness point, Audrey, I mean, when we had Freedom Day in June, July, whenever it was, it feels an age ago now, we didn't think at the time, did we, that it was provisional? I mean, I suppose we were told, weren't we? It was conditional on what was happening with the virus, but it felt, there was an air of finality about the thing. It felt definitive. It felt like we'd paid our dues, we'd served our penance, and now we were free. And it turns out not to be like that at all.
I think we were hopeful. I know that every comment that I made in the media, it was very much about it being provisional and that we had to always have a plan B. That's very important. But at the same time, goodwill does run out. We don't have the same spirit as we did right at the very beginning of the pandemic because we've seen it. We can't say this is unprecedented anymore. And also we have become quite upset perhaps with people at least seeing to break the rules, and that seems a little bit unfair when the rest of us are following them. Another thing I would add is, like yourself, I was on the train. This was when the tweet came out from the government to say that masks were going to be mandatory, and actually every single person on that packed train wore a mask, and we don't get much thanks for things like that. And I know it's very boring to thank all the people who are following the rules and much more exciting to look at all the rule breakers. But at the same time, it doesn't go amiss if we do have a little bit of gratitude.